Michael, PlayStation 6 rumors are out and about right now in development, possibly two systems. Tom Anderson over at Insider Gaming tells us about. A reputable leaker has claimed that the PlayStation 6 currently has two SoCs, system on a chip, in development. That's according to Kepler L2, who made the comment on the NeoGAF forums following discussion about PlayStation 6's price. Kepler, who has a fairly strong track record when it comes to reporting on hardware chips, says the PS6 currently has two SoCs in development, but it's unclear what exactly this means for the console. Kepler said, quote, "There's two SoCs in development for next gen. I don't know if it's a Series XS situation or a home console plus handheld, but probably one of them will be affordable at least." End quote. Rumors suggest that the next gen Xbox will have a main console and a handheld version, so it's possible that PlayStation is also considering a similar approach with its hardware. Will we see a Vita 2? Probably not. In the last couple of years, the handheld gaming market has seen a boom, with PlayStation themselves also happening with the PlayStation Portal, which I really actually enjoy. Dude, that thing is a solid system. I'm glad we have it, and it is nice to be able to tap in remotely to get into my gaming if necessary. If somebody else is on the TV using my Xbox or something, right? Or watching TV. Very, very cool. Michael, we've seen the flop, though. The problem when it comes to Xbox Series X and S, having the S being underpowered, not being able to compare itself when it comes to the Series X, and then being a problem for developers, right? We've seen a lot of this lately. Black Myth Wukong rumors suggested that Series S is a problem, right? Inotria, nope, that's a whole other different situation. But Baldur's Gate 3 was another situation that didn't make its way over to the S because of certain problems when it came to co-op, right? It's holding developers back, and that's becoming more and more of a concern moving forward. Would PlayStation consider really doing the same thing, or are we getting into another handheld system, you think?
I have to think this is a handheld, right? I have to think Sony was watching from afar, and exactly what you said has to be something they don't want to recreate, right? If we get like a PlayStation 6 Mini and then a normal PlayStation 6, and then all of a sudden the Mini can't run certain games. Yeah, I think now maybe PlayStation could pull it off. Their consoles have usually been a little bit better than Xbox, but you're still going to have an issue where one of them is going to be slightly less powered, and it's going to have some consequences. So yeah, I think this is them getting into that console plus handheld market, very similar to Xbox, similar to competitors. That doesn't shock me at all. I think it's still a little odd that they're going to do that, right? Because when we talked about the Switch 2 the other day, right, it doesn't look like the Switch 2 is going to have nearly as much power as it really needs to be able to keep up with this market. So I'll be curious how Xbox and Sony even handle a handheld. So this is a little weird that they're going to do that, but yeah, this has to be, here's a home console, here's a dedicated handheld. That if they're working on an XS situation, I just think that's a complete mistake from Sony. What really can just be off guard, Drew. Why are we going to talk about the PlayStation 6? The PS5 Pro isn't out. This just reinforces, why do you want to buy a PS5 Pro if Sony is already, according to this leaker, working on the next generation? Wait a couple years, buy yourself a PS5, then get the new beefier one. Weird to me that we have a PS5 Pro when it clearly seems the next gen is closer than you think.
Well, yeah, it sounds like the PS6 is not exactly around the corner, but it's definitely coming up in the near future, right? You're going to get the PS5 Pro, you're going to have it for 2 years, and then see that the PS6 is around the corner. That'd be a little upsetting, right? Especially when you drop $1,000. Man, that thing is not cheap to get into a PS5 Pro. Makes me a little concerned moving forward for the price of the PS6, though. I'll tell you that much, right? And then I can't see them following Xbox's footsteps. Xbox has made one mistake after another in this past generation, and even the one prior, it feels like. So Xbox is trying to climb their way out. They brought in the S to get in more adapters into the Xbox ecosystem. That was their achievement, right? That was the goal at the end of the day. PlayStation's already riding the high of having everybody on board into the PlayStation ecosystem and riding the top dog right now. Why would you split that up and make a lesser system? I wonder if we're getting a Portal 2 is kind of the thing where I'm going, right? Do we get another streaming attachment? Because you're going to go with a handheld. You're going to fall into the Nintendo situation, not be nearly as powerful as your main base console. Why would you separate that player base? It makes absolutely no sense. Then all of a sudden, developers are fighting which way to go. Oh man, we can't go all the way to the top, which PlayStation pushes, right? Even with their own first-party studios, when you get the next Wolverine, dude, that thing's gonna look amazing, and I can't wait. We saw Spider-Man 2 come out of Insomniac, and it was incredible, the tech that came out and blew us away. Dude, I'll never forget the scene where they're chasing a lizard through the water, right? Like, it was absolutely mind-blowing to see all the movement and stuff and how smooth that was. To then give us a lesser system for developers like Insomniac, like Naughty Dog, who will have to figure out, okay, now we need to be able to go a lesser SKU here, but a more powerful SKU there. Doesn't make any sense. So instead, let's go with the Portal 2, and they'll just stream like they currently are with the PS5, but instead, PS6.